Hello dear traders, petar.jacimovic here. I wanted to post the update on the British pound versus US dollar and what we got most recently. And I want to speak about this spike, temporal spike on the British pound versus US dollar. What actually happened is the thing which I repeat over and over. The market makers use the news to trick the crowd, to trick uninformed traders. And exactly what's happening on the British pound versus US dollar. The reason is why they use the news is because the crowd is observe these news events, and a lot of traders who trade just based on where they see the prices go, and stuff, So uninformed trading is basically the market makers benefiting from that, and they try to counter you, to trick you, to catch your stop loss orders, and on that way benefit. Now, during the years and years of trading, and this is my 9th year of trading, full-time trading, I recognize that there is specific patterns and specific maneuvers that they doing. Usually they use the news to do these maneuvers. Sometimes they can do maneuvers on the very low liquidity and very tight range. So there is a few types of how they do, how they can trap the crowd and benefit from that. But the most obvious way, it's like, let's say that you have some news event, people just jump, they see on the news appear on the Bloomberg, on every terminal and so on, and that's usually the best time to sell. The reason is we still got a strong background on the British pound back in the few weeks ago when I shorted one from 1.3500, and that weakness didn't disappear. The one new spike upward will not change the professional opinion. The opinion, to change the professional opinion and opinion of informed traders, there needs to be a few things which will change, on intermarket analysis and also on the exchange rate and on the spot market. So for now, I'm still expecting lower prices. I'm again targeting 1.2800 and 1.2900 for my main targets. And I'm still sitting in position from 1.3500 on the British pound versus US dollar. Notice here, I want to start with the profile chart. That you can notice here that there is anomalies here, and I speak a lot of anomalies. This is a market profile chart. Maybe you're new, in profile analysis, but it's a way of distribution process, and it's the actually type of chart where we organize price in a different way, maybe used to trade the candles or so on. But this is, we organize on these prints. We have the prints or TPOs, time price opportunities, and we collect every TPO, and every ladder here is worth 30 minutes because I set up like this. It's like a standard for day trading. And we watch many things. Where is the value, or this rectangle here? Where is the point of control, which is this line here? And we understand how the price shift. We see this, we have some anomalies here. Watch this. This is all anomalies. So this is for me not triggered by any syndicate informed traders. This is more by crowd buying on the news. Which news? On this one. So if I go here, we got the prelim GDP quarter-on-quarter, forecast was 0.3, it came 0.4, and that was very high impact event, and actual was greater than forecasted, you see, and that was the cause of this move. So the cause is not any technical approach or anything like that. It's absolutely crowd jumping into the buying positions, but they can be locked here by the smart money, because these guys who bought based on this event only, and they still hold position, and they will hold probably overnight and expect more and more higher and stronger GBP, they can be trapped. For traders who took in a 5, 10, 20 minutes profit, they were okay on this event. But for traders who are greedy and they still wait and they expect thousands and hundreds of profits, then market will take care of them and smart money will take care of them. in my opinion. So what we got here is potentially building the selling tail here. We got anomalies in the profile, and we know that point of control is lower, and that will not change. So there is a big weakness already inside of the profile. Now we can go over to the session separated profile. This represents a Europe session, and this is an overnight session. Overnight session was actually very low, and it's only 22 pips. And when you have a tight session like this, they actually waited for this event, most of these day traders and so on, and price actually spiked higher a lot, 150 pips. Anyway, we see anomalies also on the session separated profile, a lot of anomalies here, and we have some buying tail here to notice here, which may mark end of this downward auction, but they also have building a selling tail in the C period here as well. So this may be a potential high and low of the day on the British pound. Price may go to it, maybe go to the middle or half of that, and potentially smart traders may absorb all this buying in the next period. Now I want to jump into the futures chart, and this is the 30-minute chart or the 6B futures chart. We have the strong supply enter the market, and basically this is the uptrust on the 30 minutes bar, uptrust on the very high volume. We also got the uptrust previously on the also high volume, but and we also notice here the volume, it's a low. It is a no demand followed by 2 uptrusts. So this may be a topping of the day on the British pound. This is strong maneuver by the smart money to trick the crowd and then sell to them. We'll see how much they can go. We have a high volume area here. So if they're interested to absorb this, they can easily absorb this in the next period by selling in block of orders, and that can absorb this buying activity from the news event. For now, again, I just wanted to alert you that we may see the topping for the day at this area here, because we saw we'll demand lost power, and then supply came in. This bar actually represents, in my opinion, extension of the move, because price didn't went any higher, just few pips higher than the open of that bar, and we got a very high activity. And followed by double uptrusts, no demand. This is basically a potential topping action on intraday perspective. And we saw also in the profile that there is also very good indications and anomalies, and point of control is lower and so on. We can also go to daily time frame, and it's very interesting. I always observe daily time frame. You see that volume is not so high, so this is not syndicate, any syndicate buying, and don't be trapped. I again and again tell you, weakness appears on the up bars, not on the down bars, which is maybe versus your opinion and versus the opinion of the general on the public, because they see the bar is bullish. Oh my God, this is a bullish sign. Not necessarily, it can be, but it's most of the time when the weakness appears, it appears on the up bars. So this can be actually weakness. We have a widespread relative to the previous 1 week or 2 weeks. This was a very widespread of the bar, but watch the volume. Nothing special actually from the volume. And if we finish as well off the high, if we finish in the middle or something at the end of the day, this can be a strong sign of weakness for the next period for the price to go lower. So take care of the close of this daily bar. And also, already on the futures market, not so much traders contracts on the futures market. So, but people will see, oh my God, look at all, price went higher. No, price went higher, we got strong volatility, but in terms of intermarket analysis, nothing actually special happened on this event. If we speak about the volume, we got a widespread bar, but not so strong activity and not so many contracts traded here. We know the weakness appeared on up bars. We combine, and as I said, I always combine basically all information I can gather on different perspective, and always watching realistically, the market. So we saw that this upward movement actually came with a lot of anomalies. And for more about anomalies, it's a whole part of my program, how to recognize anomalies and what they represent. anomalies in distribution generally that represents, but there is a why that happened and how we approach when we got anomalies and what the anomalies represents and how, it's a whole segment when I cover my mentorship program when we do the profile analysis. We can basically see here that we got a single print shift in F period, we got single print shift in J period here. But the point is, we're already filling the J period, so, there's already another confirmation of the weakness. And the second thing is a lot of anomalies and this upward. That's what the push on the news. But again, don't be surprised if this will be the topping action and the next period can go and try to attack lower. And maybe the smart money can decide to absorb this upward movement in the next period. But if they absorb, they can absorb with a strong block or sell orders, and that can force this to even go very strong downward, because again, they feed from this, they feed from the crowd, of extension of the crowd during the events, during the high impact events. And more about that, basically I cover all about that in my program, and I have designed program from intraday trade, and as well have designed program for the position trading, swing trading. Generally, you must be, in my opinion, if you want to build consistent result, you must be ahead of competition, but ahead in terms of not anything miracle or stuff, ahead in terms of knowledge and information you actually receive and how you interpret them. That's the whole point, So if you are like average trader and you trade average stuffs, you have so many chances to succeed anything significantly. Even you can achieve, even if you're ultra patient and if you're ultra risk controller, you can achieve some success even with the regular, but most of the time 90% of the traders will fail if you do the regular stuffs, which most of the traders are doing. But if you have the information and knowledge that you understand the market makers maneuvers, that you understand what drives the exchange rate and what actually have big influence on the exchange rate, then you can combine all of these things to get a picture of the symbol or currency pair you observe, and then understand if it's good to enter, if it's good to hold, do nothing. So usually the best time to do is to do nothing. I can tell you, in my experience, I'm more proud when I did nothing than when I take the 1-3 ratio on some profit target or 500-600 pips. I did that many times. But I'm more proud when I know to filter what is not good to do anything. And most of the time I just sit and don't do anything. But when I do, I position myself and I sit on position when I position trade and swing trade, which is my main type of trading. It doesn't matter, you can still intraday trade, but you must be very informed as well and have the good strong methodology and good risk control in the intraday trade, and you can achieve also success. Now, this is all I wanted to alert you. So, and this is the beauty of the trading, and my thread of the Forex Factory. It's called as well the art of trading, because this is a really art. You must know that this is a really art. It's like the art to understand, gather the pieces of the puzzle, create opinion based on the information you receive, and that brings you to professional level of trading. As long as you trade mechanical stuffs, as long as you trade regular stuffs, you are very limited with potential profit, and you actually compete versus the 90% of the traders who are doing the same thing, and they are wrong. Why they're wrong? Just because they are not informed and they not work on their knowledge and understanding of the market and what drives market and understanding the whole parts of this business. This is a very serious business, and you need to approach very seriously this business as well if you want to achieve successful results. Now, I'm not telling you that I'm not having stop loss or all my trades are positive or something. No, but most of my traders are positive, and the best thing here is that they are in average. My winners are 3 times larger than my losses, and that's the whole point. Even if you have a bad period, that's not big deal. That's a totally totally integral part of this business. And the soon you expect, the soon you can start to actually profit and master this business. So let's say I didn't have loss in the past 3-4 months, but let's say back 4-5 months ago, I got, for example, 2 losses in a row, position trading. That was about 5 months ago, but nothing special happened. And I covered it 2 losses with my third position because my winners are 3 times larger than my losing position. And you know, it's not a big deal. You just must do what is need to be done without hesitation to do, and the results will come. I repeat over and over, don't be afraid. When you're afraid, it actually represents that you have no confidence in your trading. And then that when you're afraid of everything to do, that means that you lack knowledge. I can immediately tell you that. If you go to if you're trading and you are actually scared to do anything or buy or sell, or scared for any pip will move, you don't have enough knowledge. And with not having enough knowledge, you basically don't have enough confidence in your trading, and that brings you to be nervous and to be afraid of everything. When you have confidence, you will do absolutely what is need to be done without hesitation, you know. And that stage, you grow like a professional trader. It takes time. Don't think that this will, you will be a professional trader in a few weeks. It takes time. The more you experience, the more you practice, the faster the process of becoming and master the trading in this business. So my mentorship program is basically all you need base to actually start practice and start work on your experience. And I always teach my students to think like informed traders and like professional traders, and to think always with informed mind, and to gather the pieces of the puzzle all around, and then create a good picture and opinion about some currency pair and what we may expect. Every mechanical stuff, I can tell you, people are selling mechanical stuffs over and over. They sell you the same things in different packages. So don't be scammed. I can literally tell you that this is nothing worth in serious trading. Any mechanical stuffs, any indicators, fancy indicators which someone created, or any robots fancy, and they are all marketing you. They just earn from marketing, not from the trading. The real informed trading, you basically have your mind, your knowledge in your brain, and you have the price, and you gather information all around, create a picture, and that's your opinion. You don't need any miracle indicators, okay? I'm using the market profile, but this is a paid version, but you also have the free versions, and I can give you the free versions of the market profile. But this one much more, let's say, visually better, and it's lifetime cost a very, very small amount. I also bought from the coder of this market profile, of this session separated and on this daily profiles. So I will tell you, you don't need any miracle stuff, but you need to invest in your knowledge. You need to invest your time into the practice, and the results will come. Knowledge must be proven, knowledge must be tested, and knowledge must come from the trusted people, from the people who got the recognition and who are actually have the a lot of experience in this business. So that's all I can tell you. And I'm working again on my website. Probably will be ready in January, maybe even if we depend on the test period and so on, the website and everything. And I will call you to join all of you on my website. Me and my friend, we started business because I was so tired to watch people are selling you so unimportant things, and I wanted to create a business and help the people, but based on the knowledge, to give you the knowledge, not to give you any fancy stuff, indicator stuff, to give you the knowledge, the right, and to put you in the right direction. So, and to take you easier as much as possible, because I know how much is hard. I know by myself when I started like 9 years ago, it was so hard. bunch of unimportant things you can find on all around on the internet and all around that the people are selling you. People have the good selling tricks and stuffs to sell you products, but they actually the very base and the very heart, these are all unimportant things. You know, in important things, I can tell you, you don't need any fancy indicator. You have already everything. You know. And all about that, I can speak hours and hours of that, you know, on this point, and you know, but I told you the main points and the main points, so you can focus on. That'll be all for this video. If you like, or if you want to start mentorship program before we start a business and open the website, so on, you can contact me directly via Skype, and we can arrange the date for starting the mentorship program. And you can add, you know, even if you don't want to start mentorship program, you can add me and you can contact me. You know, I'm always open for any corporations. So that'll be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe on my YouTube channel, leave a comment, or also you can comment on my journal, The Forex Factory, The Art of Trading by Petar Serbia. Bye bye, take care, and trade safe.